it peaked in all those ways where it felt like it was Rocchio at his best for every aspect of his writing.
This is my favorite Hadrian now.
The series lives and dies on that chapter alone.
Yeah. It's still the weakest book, but now, like in hindsight, it makes sense why it was a little slower.
The Sun Eater is the better series to explore the idea of journey before destination. Better than Stormlight.
Smitty, thoughts?
This is the real journey before destination.
Are you just saying that because of Win and Truth?
Yes. Welcome everyone to the Tutor Realm podcast. My name is Richard.
My name is Austin.
And today we got a special guest talking about a special series. Smitty, thank you very much for coming on.
We are back. It's free to ramble again. What is good, my guys?
Last video you were on, we were ranking the Stormlight Archive. This was right before Wind and Truth came out.
Yes.
Then Wind and Truth came out, so maybe our rankings are different.
Yeah.
Who knows? But we're doing the same thing again. Before the Shadows Upon Time have come out, we're going to be ranking the Sun Eater series up until this point. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going books 1 through 6. We'll talk about each one and say, where does it place in our personal rankings? And kind of just get people back in that, hey, Sun Eater mode, because the next book's coming soon. Mm-hmm. And we have to have our traditional talk with Smitty about which book's the best. So, Smitty, anything, by the way, everybody go find Smitty in the description below for his YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. He has amazing content on books. And I think you said you finished Disquiet Gods 3 months ago, right? So that's where you're at right now?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 months ago. Yep.
Okay, we're coming slightly fresher.
But pretty soon. Like me, I'm about in line with you. So I've read it about a couple months ago at this point.
I read it like a month ago. So yeah, we're all pretty recent still. So let's do it then. The first book in the series.
Let's go.
Empire of Silence started us all off.
Bam.
First book of the Sun Eater. And by the way, everybody, this is spoilers. So we will be talking spoilers of the series. Smitty, book 1, where does it rank for you and why?
Yeah, it's tough, right? So I actually do not own Empire of Silence. I own the rest of the series. Rest of the series, right? So I picked up Empire of Silence, what was it, early last year, and I thought it was great. No, that was good. Good, not great. And the reason is at the beginning, like you have like this story of a hero to zero, right? And you kind of go from there. And then it picks up a little bit, then it lulls a little bit, and then at the end it's like fantastic. So I actually ranked this one the lowest in the series. I think I gave like a 4.2 out of 5, and it ranks at number 6. However, in hindsight, I'm not going to change my rating, but I will say that it is a fantastic book and a fantastic start to the story. It really lulls you in, and it really builds like all the backstory when it comes to obviously Hadrian Marlowe, when it comes to the universe, when it comes to like his origin story. So I appreciate it. I know a lot of people like bash it. I know a lot of people say, oh, don't read it, blah, blah, blah. But like, I appreciate a lot more, especially as we get to later books when it's like nonstop action. And I'm like, I need a breather. Like, why can't I be back on that planet and like just chill out? Like, you know what I mean?
Just give me back to sad boy Hadrian.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like it's the weakest book in the series, but it's still a solid entry, I think.
Rich, do you concur?
Completely actually. So number 6 for me is Empire of Silence, for a lot of the same reasons you mentioned, Smitty. Same thing of, I think it's an adequate book 1. I think I liked it a little bit more than you, Austin, when we first reviewed it. I really enjoyed the world building aspect. That was the thing that drew me the most into it. I was even left out at the end of the book going, am I supposed to like Hadrian? Am I not supposed to? I'm not sure. Anyway. But I loved some of the world building moments, and you're right. In hindsight, there are some great moments that just carry throughout the rest of the series. Particularly for me, I feel like I'm the only one that cared about this scene.
Yep.
But the scene with Kat.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that I have thought about that moment in subsequent books many times, of the lessons that Hadrian's father tried to teach him. And he had to experience it to fully learn it. So I liked all those aspects. But yeah, as far as in the placement of the series, it's definitely last. Just I think just for originality's sake, the prose, the plotting, especially the plotting, Rockio got better.
Oh yeah.
No, obviously, and of course he got better, but still.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you got to understand, like, this was the first book in the series, and talking with him, it's like he didn't know where this was going, right? In terms of like the popularity of these books. So like you're really getting him at his raw intro of like him building the series out. Obviously, we all know how it ends, right? We know that he blows up the sun and kills billions and billions, right? And that's what kind of hooks you in. But like in the first book, you're like, all right, like where are we going? And like when you have that in your mind, you're like, oh, are we gonna find out here? We're gonna find out here. But as like you become a fan of the series, you know that's not going to happen in book 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It's going to happen in the finale. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because like in the first book, I was sitting there, I'm like, are we gonna get more glimpses of why? Because it seems like his life is totally fine. Like, and then obviously get to the end when you get to the Cielcin and kind of get a little taste of their brutality. You're like, all right, like, is this why? But like, you still don't know, right? So you're left with like unsatisfied, but also it's what got me to buy the book 2, which we'll go into, Howling Dark, right? And ever since I have Howling Dark, I have the rest of the stories there. So
I'm with both of you. It's also my number 6. It's the only book that disappointed me. It took me a while to go and read book 2. And Smitty, just as you were saying, the first chapter opens up with "I blew up the sun." Yeah. And okay, I'm trying to mute right now all my feelings of looking back how much I love this series and just focus on what I was experiencing when I read the first book. I remember finishing the first book and going, hey, this started off with "I blew up the sun" and ended with, okay, all right, that was the climax of it, of that fight scene he had against the homunculi. Yes, that fight scene he had. And for the setup of this series, it was a series starter. And where book 1 ended, it felt very set up. And also you hear the comparisons to Dune and a lot of his inspirations. At the time, I hadn't read Gene Wolfe, Shadow of the Torturer. You see the homages he makes there.
Okay.
Again, he is not plagiarized. He's not. People, I think, are too harsh on that criticism. For me, it just, he's getting in his rhythm. And I think a lot of book 1s where we've noticed, and I'm sure you have too, Smitty, a lot of authors wear in their sleeves their influences a lot in book 1 and then quickly reinvent themselves in the book 2s. And this is where it doesn't feel like Rockio yet, although Hadrian's in that his youngest form. He feels super melodramatic. To me, in book 1, I was a little annoyed with Hadrian. I'm going, all right, quit whining, get to the juice. And it's the only book I say I didn't like it that much, but the inklings of the stuff were the world building. I was going, oh yeah, the Cielcin, what's going on with them? Why does he end up blowing up the sun? I was hooked with the overall premise of the series and not yet the journey to that destination yet. So the journey I still needed convincing on. And obviously, with book 2 gets there. But so we're all in agreement. This is the least, the last of the series. But I hear from our editor, Nick, hey, you put whatever you want here, Nick, on the screen. But our editor, Nick, I think he read the first 2, maybe 3. And his favorite was the first book. I hear a couple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a couple people do like the first. For people that I think, but I don't know if he continued with the rest of the series. For people that have read all 6 books, I think it's a consensus that book 1 is, if not second to last for the most part. Do you hear the same, Smitty, in the BookTube community?
Yeah, and again, I don't think, I'm trying to remember back, I don't think I did an actual review of the first book because I generally don't do reviews of like first books unless they're really good, just because like I know like authors hitting their stride. So I don't think I did a review on the first book. I think they review on the second book, which included the first book. And I always bring with a caveat, like, you're going to have to sing for your supper. Right? Like, it's not something where you're going to be in it right away and like just know everything and like nonstop action. Like, you're singing for your supper. You're figuring out like who this character is. And again, you're not only annoyed with Hadrian and Empire of Silence, you get annoyed with them throughout like the stories as the stories goes along. It's just like you're more annoyed with him in book 1 because again, he's a kid, right? We see him when he's, again, based off time travel, based on all that, when he's like thousands of years old at the end, and he's a wiser man, and he's actually closer to telling the story that he's telling than he is in book 1. So like he'll get annoyed, but I always tell people like, you're gonna have to sing for your supper, but like the supper is gonna be really good once you get to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But like it's just a price of entry, and I think it's well worth it. And I think you can't speed through it. I always tell people not to listen to an audiobook. Like actually like sit down and read the story. Like read the story, understand where this is going. And then book 2, maybe do the audiobook. But book 1, you have to focus. You have to lock in because some of the stuff that happens in book 1 does kind of permeate throughout the series, and you kind of figure out where this guy is coming from there.
That is, letting it, again, what's that phrase? Sing for your supper. I like that. I like
Sing
that
for
a
your
lot.
supper. Yeah, sing for your supper.
That's so true. Where I think the worst thing you can go into pitching the series for people is saying, hey, Red Rising, if you like Red Rising, you'll like Sun Eater. It's such a bad expectation setter because they can't be, the plots, the pacing can't be more different when you're reading Red Rise. And I mean, prose, so much is so different. They do share, the Roman themes, the sci-fi space opera with both having 7 books. So I get the comparisons, but if people go in expecting Red Rising book 1 action and pace, they're going to go, wow, this is horrendously slow. Yeah. Right. So
well, there's just, I think from the offset, Rockio himself had a main goal of when he was writing this book. He wanted to lean away from the easier, in his mind, trick of getting people to read the next page because of some hook, some plot point, and just kind of leaving a cliffhanger out there. And that's an easier way to get people to read on. It's like, what happens next?
Yeah.
And
but then you're always chasing that, right? You're always chasing that. Oh, this is an author that's going to give me what happens next. But as you get through the books, like you'll get some of those moments, but you get those moments where, hold on, like we're going to sit down and we're going to learn about like what's going on. We're going to learn about this planet. We're going to learn about this. And you're kind of set up for that in book 1 instead of saying like bang, 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 bang. And then you get to like book 3 and it's slower and you're like, oh, this is too slow for me. And you drop it before you get to 4, 5, and 6. So again, I think Singing for Your Supper in the first book is great because you know that there'll be some points where you're going to have to lock in. You're going to have to be like, all right, let's kind of go back on this journey. Let's kind of see what's going here. So it's still the weakest book, but now like in hindsight, it makes sense why it was a little slower.
Yeah. I just really love the focus of Rockio giving himself the challenge of, no, you're going to read on and you're going to read the next page, not about what happens next. Cause we spoiled the ending of the entire series in the first chapter.
Yeah.
All right. This is how it ends.
Yeah.
All right, you're not reading to find out what happens. You're reading to find out how and to who. And, but all of, there's so many
and
moments. Why?
But like the big why.
But there's so many moments where normally a reader would be wondering, like, ooh, what happens to this character? And Hadrian just kind of tells you, like, oh, yep, never saw that person again. So like, oh, okay.
I was interested in him. What was the character introduced in book 4? The Hector? Was it Hector?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going, who's this Hector legend? And nope.
But it was so fun.
Yeah.
That moment was great. But I love that challenge that Rockio gave himself of just saying, nope, you're not going to read on because of cliffhangers. I'm taking that away from his toolbox.
So that is book 1, Empire of Silence. Book 2 now, Howling Dark. Let's get to this one. Now, this is where our rankings are going to vary a bunch.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Our rankings can definitely vary for sure.
Smitty, what's your number on this? Where would you place this in the 6?
I'm gonna guess before I open my phone. I'm gonna say I have it at 4. I have it at number 4.
Okay.
I have number 4.
Yep.
It was number 1 and 2 for a little bit there, and then I got to the later books in the series because again, he starts hitting his stride. Howling Dark. So Howling Dark. Again, you pick up, years and years and years later from, where Empire of Silence kind of left off. And
what did you feel about as soon as it did that time jump? Where were you going, okay, you didn't expect that coming in of, wait, we just went from, what was the time skip?
Something like 30 years.
30 years?
50 years.
What was your immediate reaction? Because that people that get turned off by the series don't like that at all.
Oh, I mean, again, I knew I was signing up for. I knew it was like a sci-fi space opera. I knew it was going to be some type of element of that in there. I mean, as the books get later, we see more significant time jumps. So like 30 wasn't that bad.
No.
But like, starting off the book, I'm like, all right, it was a little slower to start too as well. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, is this really like the series that like only a few people at the time, like, cause I read this last year, only a few people at the time like, yo, you have to continue the series. So I'm like, all right. And then you get to half, I think it's like half or like mid half or a little bit over halfway. And things start clicking. Obviously, meet Consagara and you do all this from there. And then I know I'm going fast here, but I'm trying to like remember the story as well. And then we get to Half Mortal. And you know the meme where like you see the guy in the chair, he's playing a game, then he sits up. I sat up and I haven't sat back. I haven't sat back since throughout the entire series. Like, because again, this is where you blend like the sci-fi and the fantasy. Because again, the way he got his head chopped off, like there's no sci-fi in the world that's gonna bring you back from that. We're in fantasy realm there, but I love the way he kind of mixed those different genres in. But when he got his head chopped off, and he's looking at himself, like he's like literally looking at his body, and he just comes back, and they're all like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yo, get out of here!" Like, and it wasn't like this is like too far fetched. I'm like, no, yes, like this is what I wanted. Like, let's go. Like, all right, like this is the legend of where we're going here. Like, this is the brutality that we're seeing from Cielson. And then, yeah, like I'm trying to remember, like Nahute, like those like everything from there is just like totally insane. But yeah, that's Howling Dark was where I really sat up, and this is obviously 5-star in the series, and we have more 5 stars to go along. But this is where I was like, just get here, just get to Howling Dark. If you get to Howling Dark and you don't like it, then drop it. Then drop it.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
I know I'm asking a lot of you to get through 500, 600 page books, but just get to Howling Dark. If you don't like it, drop it. That's fine.
100% agree with that. Yeah. Except my ranking, I put this as number 2. This is number 2 for me. I also agree with the beginning of the book. I actually remember I read the first 100 page and DNF'd it and just put it aside for a while. It was that whole painted man bit in the beginning with good action scene, but I still didn't care enough yet. And even going up to that halfway point through the book, going, hey, this is getting better. Clearly, I'm liking it better than book 1, but where is this going? Why are people praising a book like this? And the climax, the whole last third of that book, where you get the politicking and Hadrian focused on trying to find peace with the Cielson and the talks, and just
so much.
You see that conviction through and through. And I'm reading into this, going, this main character, Hadrian, is so focused on this piece, and we know he ends up blowing up the sun. So what switches? What snaps? And we see the Cielson holding the hostages. That entire interrogation scene, beautiful. So you get the politicking, and then, like you said, the half mortal moment, head chopped off. There's very few times where I'm reading a book or listening to a book and going, "What?" and out loud, what? I wish I could speak in meme like you have the guy that just sits there forward in their gaming chair. I don't know what meme it was, but just my mind, the mind blown meme, I guess, because I could not believe it. How much intrigue does that bring? Where you go, wait a second, the protagonist, the narrator of this story, who I know lives, his head's chopped off. Did I read that wrong? And what just happened? And then all the questions you're asking now about the quiet of what is this quiet? Why is he able to survive this? And what does it mean? Why did it get his other arm? Why wasn't it his same arm? What's the reason behind that? And all of a sudden I'm going, yep, I've never seen that in a book. That's an incredible decision. And that moment for me showed, okay, he's doing something that nobody else is doing. So number 2 for me, and then on top of that, the last thing was the theme of the book being about the ship of Theseus and what makes a human, and just how he obviously Rocky has a great philosophy background, was just very interested in this stuff, but asking that question with somebody who just lost their head and having to contemplate the themes about what is a person, mind, body, soul, matter, all of these things combined, and making the point that we as people are the ship of Theseus, constantly changing. We're never the same. Every single moment and experience is
not just a monologue at the end either, but throughout the book where he meets the extrasolarians. And how that directly connects to his death at the end of the book, of him being disgusted by people basically removing parts of their memories and memory erasures and all of these different body modifications, and the people that quite literally upload their memories into another body.
And is he now like them?
And
what's
now
going on?
He's confronted with a very similar situation. So cool.
Wow.
Well integrated. You guys are praising the ending, and I'm completely there with you. I do want to give my thoughts on the beginning for me. So
where's this rank for you? To give a
number 3.
Number 3 for you.
Number 3. Yeah. Okay. No, this book slaps. By the way, meme. The meme for the ending of when Hadrian's head was got chopped off is the John Tron meme of like, what?
Oh,
What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah,
Like,
that-
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
it.
I like that one. Editor Nick, take me out and put the meme in for me. Thank you. Anyway, to that point, the beginning for me, I loved the time jump from the get-go, because book one, one of my biggest gripes is going, I'm not super down with Hadrian. He maybe is starting to get interesting of, okay, now he has a purpose, now he has a mission. He's not just a whiny child that seems to say one thing and always do another. It just got annoying. Book two, I'm already like 30-year time jump. Okay, we're learning a different man at this point. Yeah. And from the get-go, you have a man like clear mission of he is desiring to accomplish peace with the Cialcin despite everyone telling him otherwise. It's impossible. You have Sanderlin going like, this is a futile mission.
Futile.
And
is Vorgosos even real?
Is it even real? And
oh, that was a good part. Just going to that, like that was because I was in the beginning of it, like just the searching for it and like saying like it's not a real thing. Like it's literally like a fairy tale. Like it's like not a real thing. So sorry, I didn't want to interject because I didn't actually like that part.
Very, very same. Yeah,
but then go beyond that of from the beginning of the book, Hadrian sacrificing his relationship and everyone he knows and Janan and betraying her, willing to betray this woman that he loves for his mission. That's such a great, like, I'm already far more invested in Hadrian's character from the beginning of the book. That's a way better starting point than in Empire of Silence. And carry that all the way forward. The reason why it felt so much more cathartic at the end with Hadrian in talks and trying to negotiate with the Cialcin and trying so hard. He sacrificed everything for this. Decades of his life, his Jinan betraying him, betraying everyone at the Red Company, all these things. And him finally realizing, nope, Sanderlin was right. They don't even have a word for peace. Yeah. And then him looking at the Cialcin, holding a hostage and going, yeah, there's no going back. There's no such thing as peace with these people. I'm choosing a side. Cuts the throat and just... You see the death of a man's ambition, dreams, and he goes to the other side. I loved it. Oh, God, that was so good.
But this is where, like, so Empire of Silence, there were some brutal moments in it. But, like, those scenes in Howling Dark, I was like, okay, this is what I'm signing up for right now. Like, the way the Cialcin just, like, kind of just ripped through that entire, like, army, like, after, oh, my gosh. Like, just, and I did the immersion read with it, too, and just hearing the narrator who has, like, this monotone voice describing, like, this scene that's happening while reading it, I'm like, holy, it's Chris. I asked Christopher on the interview, I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you good? Are you okay? Because, like, this is brutal, guy. Like, just, like, in that tunnel, like, holy smokes. But yeah, no, that's and
he for the first time became a plotter. The first book he didn't plot, and the second book with Howling Dark he plotted and started doing that for future novels. You can tell
it's evident
that I got it. And exactly that point of you see Hadrian's convictions, it pulls through the whole story. So you've got a mission, and
that's two things. He's not just doing from the very beginning, doing the whole Ship of Theseus theme connects to his death. The idea of his convictions of peace and that everyone can be, everything is negotiation. Peace is always possible as long as people can talk. And then him realizing at the end of just because people could talk doesn't mean people want the same things. And like sometimes there's just opposite goals and diametrically opposed worldviews. And there's no negotiation with that. That's win or lose. That's an interesting lesson for him to learn in this book, and I love how it's carried from beginning to end.
Yeah, all the elements in this are just awesome, and it's so good that for me endings matter a lot. And I thought there was no way I'm going to go 5 stars for this book with the first half because the first half was good. Yeah, the first half was good, but how's it going? And then the ending just blew my mind so much that I'm going, all right, this series is. is something special. So
Yeah.
Smitty, you had 4, you had 3,
4.
Rich, and I had 2 for this. Okay, that is Howling Dark Book 2. Now we've got Book 3, Demon in White. A lot of people's favorites here. All right, Smitty, where's this one ranked for you?
It's number 1.
That
Still number
makes
1.
sense.
It's still number 1. And you know what's so funny is number 1, and so much happening there. And y'all gonna have to help me remember some of the things that happened here. But I do remember, like, we're introduced to some new characters, and it's like now you see a Hadrian who is a man of the empire now, right? Like he's like, all right, let me submit myself to this, and then he realized it's just more brutality. But like, I just remember reading this book, and maybe the reason why I don't remember as much is because I spent countless nights just like not even sleeping as I was turning the pages in this story. But it's still number 1. Like the things come close to it. I'll wait for later that comes closest to it. But it's still number 1 for me.
To help with that, we broke this down into 5 parts. The first part is with the initial battle with the Urkatani and Udax with him in the beginning. Part 2, he's in the politicking in the Colosseum scene where he uses his other arm to save himself, and then Alexander overhears him. You get a little bit of politicking. Part 3 is on Colchist with
included in the politicking is him being investigated by the Chantry and that whole mystery and
exactly
like thriller
yes.
section.
Then part 3 is Colchist with the Americanii and Gibson and figuring out, holy crap, what is this AI? And then part 4 is on Annika, where he sees the quiet, gives him that gift, and part 5 is the battle where the space laser doesn't kill him. Right?
Yeah.
So it kind of is a sandwich of part 1 and 5 of the book is the major battles, and in the middle is that political intrigue with also arena Coliseum scene, and it just has so much. And so giving all those, does that kind of refresh some of your memories, Smitty?
Yeah, a little bit for sure. And I think if I remember correctly, he was supposed to break Demon in White into more than one book. And if I remember what he said in our interview, it's supposed to be more than one book, and it's still my favorite book, and I think it should have been one. Definitely want to check on that, but yeah, that story. Like, I was just shocked that he could fit all that in that story. Like, I was just shocked.
Yeah, I was. This one's number 3 for me, and really enjoyed this one. Honestly, the thing for me I love the most, because those being the sections of the book, my favorite parts was on Colchist, finding out about Americanii, and on Annika, continuing the quiet. And obviously the Colosseum scene, finding out why his arm was switched and that there was a purpose to that. So all of that, those portions of the book and the added world building, the politicking, awesome. And the battle sequence in the beginning and end was strangely my least favorite part of it. But the reason it's 3 versus 2 is just that. I mean, we're picking favorites here. You have to put something above the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Demon in White's number 3 on the list, and I think the next wow moment for me, if the wow moment in Howling Dark was the chopping head off, the wow moment in here was the Americanii and the reveal of what Columbia was and Columbia's daughters, and finding out what the old Earth and what was the president's name, Falster, oh my goodness, it starts with an F, whichever president it was that sent out the AI into space. Can anybody remember what was the name of?
I don't remember.
Is it something in Steen? Like, President. It starts with F and ends in Steen.
People know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Someone put in the comments.
Thank you. that whole added world building aspect. Holy crap! And seeing Gibson back too.
Oh
yeah.
How much?
That was really. I thought that was probably like, because that would happen like right in the smack dab middle of the book.
Yes.
Like that was like really like the break between parts 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. Having him back and like. It was crazy. But what I would say is why I really like Demon in White, even if I don't remember like super specifics, is it was just such a well put together book, right? Like I feel like Empire of Silence, like again, you had your moments and then you had like lull periods. Howling Dark, first part, like lull, But like you said, in Demon in White, you start off, you're about that action, right? Like you're like right in the thick of things. And then it tapers off, but it doesn't taper off in terms of like a lull. Like we're still getting a political intrigue and we're still going from there. And then we get Gibson and we got more and more. So like I thought it was one of those things where I couldn't put it down. And the reason why I couldn't put it down, because like I felt like I would be missing something. But like the pages were there. But I'm like, wait, if I put this down, am I gonna remember this? I'm gonna forget it. And obviously I put it down for a longer time and I never got it. So
yeah, no,
Rich, is it 1 or 2 for you? Which one is it?
Yeah, it's number 2.
It's number 2 for you? Okay.
It's number 2 for me. This book is in my top 5, at least for the longest time, was in top 5 books, period.
Yeah.
And it's number 2.
It's number 2, which says something about number 1. But
yeah,
no, I'm with you, Smitty. The best part about this book is its pacing. I can think of this is the perfectly paced book for me. Of all 5 parts are different flavors of storytelling and different genres, but nothing stays past its welcome. It's not just great pacing in the sense of it's action-packed from beginning to end. No, it has a variety, and I love it. I love every single section so much. My favorite being, the library, Colchis. I loved seeing Gibson again, slowing down, and the relationship with Volka, Hadrian, and Gibson was just so heartwarming, and have that in the middle of the book. Yeah. And then, I am in love with every single chapter. I love the politicking on, in the what is the capital planet called?
Oh my God.
We're terrible with names. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
But no, when he's in the heart of the empire, he's politicking everything he has to deal with Alexander. I'm in love with everything about this. So yeah, it's number 2 for me. I would say if I had to pick a weaker element of it, I would say the themes from this book are not nearly as pronounced as book 2. Book 2, it told a story about
what do you mean by that?
But like Hadrian's arc in book 2 is so clear in the fact that he does 2 things, 2 very difficult things of, what makes a human and, the loss of ambition and the idea that peace sometimes can't be reconciled.
Yeah.
Both of those things with Hadrian learning these lessons handled beautifully. Book 3, I don't think has that same strength where it's all on the plot. Hadrian does learn a little bit. He learns more about how to politic. But by beginning to end, does he learn a grand lesson?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think a lot of stuff happens to Hadrian, and Hadrian does a lot of things, but Hadrian himself doesn't learn anything new about himself.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. And I think when you think about series, you don't want like a character to learn something every single book. I'm like, all right, this lesson he learned, this lesson he learned. Like you could want that. I think in this book, what really the people who really shine are like the side characters, right? We get Gibson back. We see Volker kind of grow. We see his crew kind of like get to where they're going, right? Obviously it's a setup for the next book in terms of us finding out more about the crew and like, saying like, oh, like this guy's great, this guy's not great, blah, blah, blah. But I agree. Like we didn't really learn, like he didn't really have like some earth shattering, like, oh, like this is what I learned in this. But I do think the side characters shined in this one. And now you think about a hindsight of why the side characters shined a little bit more in this one. You get to book 4, we know why.
Yeah. My memory of this thinks back to, I think the most we got in the theme was the Gibson conversations and them talking about Hadrian essentially coming to the conclusion of the fact that we're asking ourselves, are we good people, means we're probably not awful people, because he just got his head cut off and is figuring out why me, what is going on to me. And this is his progress kind of dealing with, all right, I'm just asking himself questions constantly, kind of that internal turmoil. I think for the side characters in this series, again, if not to use the R word, but Red Rising, because it's always compared to that. The Sun Eater in general, to me, the cast of characters is not as good as other sagas and series. Hadrian is such a top tier, amazing protagonist that overshadows everybody. Like Volka, of course, good character and all that, but he overshadows everybody in the cast. We're getting Justice perspective. So of course we are. And getting some of the side characters here where, hey, Gibson I get attached to, but when it comes to his crew, Ilax and some of the others mentioned, I wasn't as invested in their backstories quite yet. I'm just so Hadrian laser focused that it didn't happen for me yet. And I like that we got the addition with Alexander in here, for example, because and also this is where we first get to really see the Emperor. And those scenes with the Emperor, we'll get to that in Ashes of Man, but starting to get some of these side set pieces involved did it better than Howling Dark and Empire of Silence did, but still not to that level of, hey, we're 3 books in and I would die for following Hadrian for another 10 books, but I wouldn't want, I'm not completely invested yet, although we do get Lorien, for example, who has his side book with Dregs of Empire and et cetera, et cetera. So
the side characters really are important to Hadrian, and you feel that sympathy through him. But I think it's just the nature of how this book is structured. It's not just
that's true.
It's not just his POV; it's his framed narrative POV. So you always get Hadrian from the outset of he's in the library writing this story, talking about his friends. It ultimately does disconnect you from all these other characters especially when he can give an aside just off the bat of and that's the last time I saw them again. And just, you just feel so, I think Red Rising does a great job of, through context, even though it's mostly Darrow's POV, you still get the emotion, you get the backstory, you feel like they're more of a full character rather than a character in someone else's story, which literally all the side characters
It's all Hadrian's story.
It is Hadrian's story. And is that a flaw, or is that just the nature of how
I think
Rocchio wanted to structure this novel?
Yeah,
because I don't know if you could have these side characters be as dynamic and fully formed with this type of frame narrative.
Yeah,
I
think it's fair. I just think that in this one, they shine the most, right? In terms of his feelings towards them, in terms of that there. And again, Hadrian's Hadrian, but in this one, I'm like, all right, I get to see a little bit of glimpse of this, a little bit of glimpse of that. So, but yeah, this is a Hadrian story, right? And now I'm 6 books deep. I'm like, there's nobody in the planet, not even Hadrian, who is safe. So it's Hadrian's story, and he's gonna overshadow everything, and that's the thing about comparison. I never want to compare it to. Now I have a video where I did say compare it to it, and which one, because people were pressure me into doing it. But at the end of the day, it's just different writing styles, right? And even when you think about Red Rising and the second half of Red Rising, it's a whole different ballgame, right? It's not just Darrow's point of view; it is everybody else's point of view, right? You get different points of view there. But with this one, I can tell you right now, book 7 is going to be Hadrian Marlowe's point of view. We're getting no more points of view. So at the end of the day, we can only see, and also he gives us what we want to see, right? He talks about a character, we have to go with what he says, right? We don't get no other points of view from it.
Yep. And that is very true. The comparison gets made so much, and the most helpful thing for it, it's not saying, hey, this one does this worse than this. It's what's this one going for? What's this one going for? Yeah. And it's most helpful because we have friends we recommend the series to, and I know Justin, for example, he's a Red Rising guy. Hey, I'm a Red Rising guy, but Sun Eater, he's not in it completely. It's for particular types of readers. I think that you have to. Again, like you said, Smitty, I think the same thing of finish Howling Dark, and then if that doesn't get you, don't waste your time. Don't. Save yourself the time, because that's the moment you'll know whether the series is for you or not.
Because I think even with Howling Dark, yes, the ending is exciting. You're just asking, how did this happen? It's bombastic, yes, but I think if you're not invested in the Consagara stuff of just the general space opera of it, not just the laser action and sword fighting, I think you have to like that too to like Sun Eater. It's not all about the crazy head chop moments.
Yeah.
And if you only enjoy that, I don't think someone's going to really enjoy the series.
Yeah. I agree.
That is Demon in White Book 3. Now let's get to Book 4, Kingdoms of Death.
This is my only complaint. In this entire series. This book. So by the way, I rated. It's my number 3 book. So I'll tell you there. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Yep.
It's my number 3.
Yep.
But I have such like a vivid moment in time when it comes to reading the story. So I went to Tokyo last year, and when I was going to Tokyo, I was reading Rhythm of War. We all know that's one of his most emotional books. Finish it in Tokyo, whatever like that. And I'm like, let me pick up Kings of Death, right? It can't be that bad.
Did you
right?
read the title, Smitty?
Yeah, I know. Man, I'm in the airport. I just had one of the best trips of my life. And I'm reading Kings of Death, right? And like, again, you have like your great moments, you have like whatever happens in the story. And then you get to the part. And I remember I was at Haneda Airport, and I'm sitting there reading and listening to it at the same time. And I'm like, my mouth was on the floor. It was just death after death after death. And that's why I said in Demon in White, like the side characters, like I kind of felt something for them, because I get their Kings of Death and they're just all gone. Like they're just all gone. I'm like, they're gonna come back. Like their heads chopped off. Like they're gonna come back. It's gonna be like half mortal stuff. No, they're just gone. Like they're literally just gone. And I'm like, and like I remember when I finished that story, I got back into American soil. I'm like, bro, blow up 20 suns. I don't care how many suns you blow them all up. Just blow it all up right now. I don't care. Like, because as you go through the story, you're like, okay, why are you gonna blow up these suns? Like, is it really, really that bad? Like, who are we blowing up? I'm like, no, blow up every single sun there is in the entire universe. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, I was like tears, man. Like tears, like reading that, and maybe because I was like in such a high, I'm like, there's nothing gonna take me down from this.
Honestly, if anything, that was almost a flaw in my head of, wait, I am now so much, the Cielson are so irredeemable. I'm going, is this just going to be an easy decision, book 7, trolley problem of kill the sun, or you have to hurt some people in the meantime? I was almost going, okay, you convinced me too much.
Yeah, too much.
We have to, like, by book 7, shouldn't I be questioning this decision? Or
isn't that the
genocide?
whole thing of
what do you do?
He has to this story is all about justifying his decisions.
Yeah,
I'm already there, brother.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't need to explain anymore. Like, what? I'll push the button for you. I'll push the button for you.
Yeah, that was that moment too, where it's so interesting that the decision that was made here into cutting the books, because you probably know this too, Smitty. Kingdoms of Death and Ashes of Man, books 4 and 5 were originally one book, but the publishers.
Oh, that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah,
yes,
not Demon in White.
Yeah,
those two. Yeah,
they were originally one book, but they got split into 2, and so he had to find a part where he could end this book. And the moment, of course, every book has a moment. Wow, and the moment where everybody dies. Lauren escapes. Hadrian gets saved by Valka and Co. But we still get the ship with Valka and Hadrian going back to Colchester and seeing Gibson one final time. So you get a bit of that respite at the end, where it doesn't end with that, but it ends with a roller coaster.
It still ends sad.
It still
like,
does end
like
very
Gibson
sad.
Like tears his ankle or something like that, and like he's done running with the wind. Like what?
A little bump and going, okay, this is. Valka's alive. Valka's alive.
I really liked the ending because of another book would have ended this one with him getting on the ship and going.
Yeah.
And basically him going the moment when Hadrian and Valka realize, it's going to be he's going to have to spend another 12 years alone or something.
Like 20 or something. You're going, just after suffering all that. That's cool.
And now he gets loneliness.
Yeah.
And so that would be the standard like ending. But the fact that we do get a significant portion of time for Hadrian to go back to Colchis, rediscover that Gibson is actually still alive. And gets to spend his final moments together with him and not fully healed, but healing.
Yeah.
I think that was a very good ending. I really liked liked that moment.
Where's it ranked for you?
I have it ranked at number 4.
Number 4 for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been you had 3. I also have this as number 4. Yes, because I had 6, 2, 3. Yes, this is 4 for me.
You know what I love?
Yeah.
You're always the person with notes.
Mhm.
And I'm the one that wrote things down this time.
Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
Good job.
did it.
Yeah, this one's 4 for me, and this had potential in there of being, hey, favorite book of all time, maybe number 1.
Yeah.
When we're talking numbers 1 through 5 for me, or 1 through 4 are so close to each other.
Yeah.
This one for me, I guess, why it's not number 1 would be the death moment. So for you, Smitty, how you're more connected to the characters, I was not. When the deaths happened, I was going, oh, this really sucks for Hadrian. Oh, God, this is going to hurt Hadrian. I wasn't sad because we lost Polino or Ilax, etc. To me, they were important to Hadrian, which through the transitive property made him important to me.
Yeah.
So if I was that riveted by those deaths, this could be red wedding moment. Oh, my God. He built up these characters in such a way that I thought... I guess for no moment, I did think others other than Hadrian are more expendable in this cast of characters, but I did not see this coming. Did not expect that book 4 would just destroy his entire crew, everybody except Velka. And hey, spoiler warning, she doesn't last much longer than this book as well. So it's devastating. It was the torture scenes that I've seen some describe it as Berserk-esque. I haven't read Berserk.
I haven't either.
But would you say so? Because you've read Berserk, right, Rich?
I haven't read Berserk. I just generally know the memes around it.
Okay.
But
Just being devastating. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard just one of the most devastating things to read of just torture and misery to its peak.
And that could be too much for some people where it's just constant. This book hammers home depression constantly.
Well, Smitty, what are your thoughts on... I had a feeling in the beginning of throughout Hadrian being tortured, I had a feeling it was just like, I thought it went on a little long.
Oh yeah,
him being I thought it did too. At a certain point, I started to get almost exhausted from it. Like, he's going to get tortured in a new way again. And it's like, it was at a certain point, I stopped getting shocked. I became numb to the torture by the end.
Yeah. No, I think, again, that's my only complaint around it. Just like the brutality of it all. Like, just, I think it was like, how many chapters in a row we got like the torture, then we got that. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. Still fire though. Like, if you think about it, like at the end of the day, it's like, it's a great book, great story. Kind of needed it. I mean, did we need all of it? No, but like kind of needed to like paint even more picture of why he's doing what he's doing. Mm-hmm. But my own complaint, it was brutal, man. Like, so brutal.
And we did get I like the beginning of the book, world building we got in the Commonwealth. That was also in this, if I'm remembering correctly. If that was in the beginning, and that's how he got captured at the Commonwealth.
I know many people don't like that as much. And
the world building?
They just feel like that beginning scene feels more tacked on, and they just don't let. Yeah, I've heard that before, and just it being the straight, communist planet effectively. That's what it is.
Being on the nose, kind of.
Yeah, which to me, I thought it was more fun because it took it to an extreme. It wasn't just communist planet. It was no blank slate planet of we're going to make everyone the same, and it turned it up to an 11 that I enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing it. It was more fun.
I mean, he throws in these little like random like planets, random like beings in there, and it's like, I personally enjoy like the mix up of it. Like, again, we know the CLC and we know who they are. We know who the enemy is. But, like, him throwing in these random like things, I really appreciate it. A lot of people have this book as their number 1, by the way. Like, more people than not have Kings with Death over, the number 1, or they have Kings with Death over Demon in White, which I go back and forth with it. Again, I still have that negative experience of where I was, and I can't give it to that just because like that was traumatic for me. But a lot of people have this as their number 1, which I'm not mad at. Like, I'm like, you know what? I can see that. If I was just sitting down in like a regular at my home and I was like by myself and just reading it, like, yeah, but if I'm in an airport trying to like be a functional human being in society and like not like, look like a mess, then no, that can't be my number 1.
It's a sign of an amazing series when you can see any of these entries besides one being somebody's favorite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a great sign. Yeah,
I do want to have an additional point. Smitty, what do you think? Because you said you were doing the immersion reading, so you're listening to the audiobook and physically reading it. What are your thoughts on Doriaika's voice and the choice from the voice actor?
I mean, I'll tell you, it's not how I would picture it in my head in terms of that. Yeah. However, it's tough. Like when it always comes to like alien races, and I think, have you all listened to the Project Hail Mary audiobook?
Yes,
loved it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the only like alien like audio voice that I can be like, you know what, I can see this. Like that's fine. It's so tough to find like a narrator to like totally nail that, especially an alien race that really like shouldn't really be speaking to human beings, right? Like, so you're kind of trying to do that voice. I'm gonna give him a B+ for effort, right? Like, it's tough, but I didn't picture that voice in my head, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it took me out of the novel.
It did. Shoot!
It was one of the worst.
It's tough.
It
though,
disconnected
man.
me from the story so completely.
You listened more on audio than you read it?
I think so. I actually stopped. Like, I heard his voice and I was like, I'm going to ruin my experience of this book if I keep listening to Doriaika's voice. And so I just closed it. And when Doriaika I would go read the book. It's like, it hurt my experience that much. Listening to that voice, it did not work. I didn't take Doriaika seriously. Of like, is not the villain.
It's super tough though, because like I'm not going to ask you how you would do the. I don't want to hear how you would do the voice.
Is there a line here?
That
the
whiny like high pitched child like of just hey Adrian, just weird.
So I remember hearing somewhere. The choice was based on what's that cartoon from a while ago? Skeletor. Yeah. Yes, it's based on Skeletor. That voice. It was the inspiration, I believe. That was why the voice is there. But yeah.
And you know what? Skeletor is funny.
Huh?
What's that?
I said you really hated that voice, huh? I mean, again, it wasn't the best, but I didn't hate it.
You also clued you in on something of wait, Doriaika can't be the big bad, right?
That's what it did to me. I'm going, there's no way that this is the final bad.
We figure out
you can't make this guy. No, of course not.
But besides the voice, you love the book.
Yes. Besides the voice, I love the book.
Yeah, this one that torture aspect and how brutal this book gets. I think a lot of horror fans and cosmic horror fans really like this in that style. I know John from Talking Story. I think he's read through book 4. I don't know if he's read book 5 or 6 yet, but of the first 4, this is his favorite.
John, this is where you stop the video. You don't go on after this. This is where you stop the video.
Good, Smitty. Good. Yes. Oh, yeah. Stop the video here. This has been Kingdoms of Death is one of those more quote unquote divisive ones where it could be on somebody's.
We kind of spoiled other things in the series before this point. Sorry, John.
It's all spoilers.
It's all spoilers. We spoiled book 5 already. So
we did.
Yeah. Okay, let's
we sure did.
Let's go to book 5. We've got Ashes of Man is book 5. And wait, everybody's there. Yours was so I gave it 4. You gave it.
I said 3, right?
You said 3. Yes.
I gave it 4.
And 4, 4, 3. Okay. Yep. Now we've got.
3, yep.
Ashes of Man, book 5. This was the split up book where it was originally part of Kingdoms of Death. Smitty, where'd you rank this one?
So I enjoyed Ashes of Man. It's 5. It was 5 for me. It was 6 for a little bit because again I enjoyed it, but I was like, oh, like I'm kind of like, where are we going here? And then obviously you get to the ending where he just goes absolutely apeshit because he just lost the love of his 2,000-year-old wife, and that scene like redeemed it from Empire of Silence. I would say I'm not gonna say I struggled with it because it's still a great story and like I still enjoyed it. I was just like, okay, I could see this ending right now, but I was like, you know what? Let me keep going with it. And then you get there, and you're like, oh, okay. Now I see where we're at. Now I see what's happening here. Now I see that absolutely nobody is safe, right? Because in this one, you also get like him and Valka actually like getting more romantically involved, right? Like we get to see them like being together. We get to see another side of Hadrian, of him like, maybe he is a human being, right? Like maybe he does have feelings, and again he wants to marry Valka. In her culture, you can't marry, blah 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 blah. So like I was like, oh yeah, this is okay, this is fine, and then bye bye. And then he does that thing with the out the window, and I'm like, all right, we're so back. We're so back.
Rich, is that also where it's ranked for you?
Yeah, it's number 5 for me as well.
Yep.
5, yeah.
Yeah, I think the bigger aspect for me is it felt very much like the second half of Kingdoms of Death, and it wasn't its full book. I still really liked it. I still really enjoyed it. Like you said, Smitty, I like the ending. I like him I like that Hadrian is not altogether, back to where he was.
Yeah.
This was the fun aspect of this book to me was seeing from Demon in White of the legendary Hadrian Marlowe, a living legend, to Ashes of Man, a shadow of his former self, and the rest of the universe kind of moving on a little bit of going like, Hadrian's alive, and like that guy from our stories, and him not living up to the expectations of the legend.
Yeah, he's like Michael Jordan and Washington Wizards right now. Like he came back, and we're like, all right, like we know about you, but like it's been thousands of years. Like what's happening?
Also, I think the best aspect of the series, I don't know if you agree, is everything between Hadrian and the Emperor. I was riveted. I was fully there. I was fully present anytime the Emperor was on the page. Loved it. Oh, the Emperor became a real character in this book. That I wanted to follow and I wanted to know more about, instead of kind of a set piece or an obstacle for Hadrian. What about you, Austin?
Yeah, it's also number 5 for me. This one.
Oh, that's the only thing we agreed on, huh?
Yeah, well,
we agreed on Empire Silence.
6 and 5. Yeah.
6 and 5.
6 and 5 so far. Yeah, we're all on board with this being 5. Now, I'll say reasons why it's 5th is I'll say 2 reasons. One, feels like the second half of Kingdoms of Death a little bit, but 2, a part of the Valka's death. I don't believe I was supposed to be surprised by it, but there was 2 specific scenes I remember it being built up to when Valka said to Hadrian that, hey, I've changed my mind. I want to have kids. I think I do want to have a kid. And there was another scene where it was Valka saying one last mission. We're gonna flee after this. We're gonna do one last thing, then we're gonna go and we're gonna live a nice, peaceful life. I was going, all right, these are major death flags. If she doesn't die, that would be the surprise at this point.
Flags. So is that what you call it, death flags?
Oh, I just said that. I don't even know if that's a thing. I just made it
up. Just make it a thing. Let's make it a thing.
Is that a thing?
No, it's a thing. A death flag.
There we go.
Don't rate like
death flag,
a Star Trek character wearing a red shirt. Death flag. They're gonna die probably. Or
I like that though. Death flag. I like that.
So with those flags there, I'm going, okay, Valka has to die here. So when she died, again, it was another one of those moments where I'm feeling for Hadrian again. But I saw that coming. However, again, fairness to the book, was that supposed to be a surprise? I don't even think it was supposed to be a surprise, because we know where this story ends. So I'm not knocking it for that. It's more so that, okay, okay, got it. I know she's dying. Don't really prepping me for that landing. But okay, other thing with Ashes of Man is, up to that Emperor slap scene, I loved the Emperor and Hadrian dynamic constantly, and seeing why the Solon Empire, and for all this time, they're following this Emperor who we don't really know and understand too well. Get snippets of him in Demon in White, but this is where you get to know him. He becomes a real character, and the special thing about their relationship is you see. He says those words of, she was just a Tavrosi, and you see the Emperor as this flawed, Solon Emperor is flawed, but it's the better of 2 evils. Not even just the 2 evils. That Hadrian respects the Emperor in this backwards relationship way of going, hey, he sees the Emperor deep down is a good man. as he's
genuinely
he
is
genuinely
trying-
cares.
Yeah.
And you see this emperor who is he's not just that cliche emperor who is evil and using greed and power, corruption, all this. He sees this honorable man who has this responsibility that is also clearly not perfect, and says this insult and expends Hadrian and is doing everything he can to save the empire. But anyways, you start to see why the Stolen Empire has lasted. You see why it has this core and its foundation. So again, praising all the world building around this and loving all of the scenes that they had together. So awesome. And I kind of look back at this book when I think about it, of why I still really enjoy it. Again, it's number 5, but this is the Emperor and Hadrian book to me. I think back to this. We didn't get that in any other books. I don't think we will in book 7 very much either. This is the snippet we get with their dynamic, and I think that was important to put in. That's an important relationship to build.
How their dynamic changes, which it is we got to see a microcosm of this with Bassander Lin, of you see the enemy turned sycophant or worshiper, and now the emperor. In the beginning, emperor sees Hadrian as a very talented tool that he could use, and he's slowly starting to think, and the emperor is convincing himself that Hadrian is the actual man of Earth, this legendary figure and divine, really. And so that's interesting to see of how does the emperor react to it.
Yeah.
But I'll ask the question to both of you guys: did the slap, or did the emperor insulting Valka in that scene make sense, or did that, how'd you guys feel about that scene?
Yeah, so it's funny because you brought it up saying that you weren't shocked by Valka's death at all. I wasn't shocked either. I wasn't I wasn't shedding any thug tears around. I'm I mean, she had it coming. We knew something was happening around that.
Hey, we just lost everybody last book. This is nothing.
This is nothing. However, the slap, because again, Hadrian was always in some way respectful of the empire, respectful of the hierarchy of things. I was shocked. I was wait, what? In front of everybody, by the way. He could have had his head right there. Mm-hmm. I was stunned. That made the scene, not the Valka's death didn't make the scene, not even the actual what he did, his whatever magical thing he did. This slap, I'm what is going to happen now? Now it's Hadrian not only against the Elsians, Hadrian against the Empire and the Celestian now. Just in terms of what was going through my mind. Yeah. So yeah, that was. I thought it was warranted, and I thought it was pretty good.
How crazy is that a climax of a book is a slap, and it is that insane and that big of a climax. If you were to tell me, hey, the peak of a book, the more insane moment was breaking the glass and killing the
Viadan.
The Viadan. That was a big epic scene. But if you were to tell me the most memorable moment was just a slap, goes to show how well the dynamic was shown of how much of a god this emperor is and how
the
unheard
building.
Of. It sets up in such a way that has to be an important moment, where to make a slap that important is crazy. That is the second biggest slap behind Will Smith. This is the second most shocking slap to ever happen. That is why that's stunning to me. But Smitty, when you were saying that slap moment, that is what seemed to give it. Okay, it's above Empire Silence for you, because that moment was so impactful. Of that, oh shit, what's going on here? Before that, were you thinking this one's gonna coast maybe number 6 for you?
Yeah, I mean, because and again, it's hindsight. I was appreciating Empire of Silence a little bit more as the series was going along, and I got Ashes of Man, and I'm it's decent, it's good, but what's happening here? Where are we going? What's going on? And then we get to that scene, and obviously Valka dies. I'm okay, well, I saw that coming. And then obviously he does what he does to the glass. I'm okay, this is heating up a little bit. And then obviously we get the slap, and I'm okay. Yep. Now we have actual strife happening. Now we have a third player who could be against Hadrian now, right? So, I mean, Empire was always against Hadrian, but the Emperor was always there to kind of save the day, or hey, so no, he's my guy, things like that. And now he lost that with one simple slap. Just lost it. It's gone.
The criticism that I have for this is with what we got on the Emperor throughout this entire book, it kind of shocks me that the Emperor didn't see that coming. Of everything the fact that the Emperor was in the room of Hadrian processing Valka's death and his anger, just how well the scene was of Hadrian reaching out through the screen and crushing the Vidan general with his mystic powers. That's his level of anger of you killed my woman. You killed my Treverosi. And on top of that, you see how much the Emperor cares about the people of his empire. He does have empathy. He's also a good politician. He knows how to manipulate people. He is aware of all these things. And now public setting. And to call Valka just a Treverosi, idiot. Absolute moron. I imagine the Emperor's smarter than that. You have to know.
Is it more of him being an idiot, or is more of him being so untouchable for millennial after millennial after millennial that he wouldn't even fathom this happening? I'm sure he's called many people just a Treverosi or many people different names. And while he does respect and think Hadrian's man of Earth, I don't think it was an idiot thing. I think just business as usual for him. BAU. He was I talk to whoever I talk to the way a certain way. Now for Hadrian, it was totally out of left field. I mean, not out of left field because obviously he just lost his woman and things like that. But for the Emperor to say that, again, they always had that saying in the Empire. The Treverosi is they're their own different things. They're just machines. They're fine. So I wasn't caught off guard by that, and I wouldn't call him an idiot for that's just him as the Emperor who's been around for millennia after millennia, and he said that, and it's more just not really recognizing who Hadrian has become, more so than him just being an idiot. I don't think it was if you said that 2 books ago, Hadrian would have done nothing.
Did you read Dregs, by the way, Smitty?
No.
Okay, I won't use that. It's a small thing. Okay, no, I won't mention it, but it's from Lorien's point of view. It's just Lorien's in there, but that's not a spoiler to anything. But the whole frame narrative thing with Hadrian, that what Dregs of Empire does is it shows how little Hadrian is recognizes what other people are thinking of. Just Lorien in his dialogue, you start to figure out, oh, this is stuff that we were completely unaware of, that Lorien's background, religion, and things that he cared about that. No clue, just reading the main series. But it's kind of, I'm thinking the same thing with that slap moment of we're so in Hadrian's point of view that all these side characters, through Hadrian's point of view, Lorien, Idax, all these people are we don't get much of who they are. And I'm almost thinking from the Emperor's, from the Emperor's perspective of does he really understand how much Hadrian loves Valka, through and through. Yeah, I'm feeling the flip in that way of, because Hadrian's so blindsided to other people's internal motivations in a lot of ways. Similarly, the Emperor, gets away with all this stuff, but also did he really understand? And to him, the Treverosi are these people who don't get married. They don't have one love. So think of everything he knows about the Treverosi. He's lived for thousands of years. It would make sense for him to think this is just so small. And look, Hadrian's this figure who's lived hundreds, thousands of years now, who's done everything that he's commanded, is loyal through and through. And of course, she's just a Treverosi. It made sense in the character for him, but I get your point. Yeah,
I guess I just disagree on it, where I'm looking at the Emperor as a politician. He knows, we've seen throughout this book in particular how he can manipulate people, how he pays close attention to people's triggers, what moves people, what are their motivators. I don't know how you get a bigger indication of Hadrian's motivator of him in that control room scene after witnessing the death of Valka.
Yeah.
And for that scene, I kind of saw it as either two things. Either, the Emperor just kind of being a little bit out of character to make this thing happen, or just for some reason somehow didn't see how this mattered to Hadrian, or it was a power play of is he in a position of trying to lure Hadrian of like, hey, I need to convince Hadrian to do what I want? Or is it a power move of, I know this is important to you, I'm pushing you. Are you still my man? Are you still so loyal to me that I can insult her and you'll still bend the knee? Is that
I like that better than the idiot part. I like the power play part more than the idiot part. I like that. Yeah. I see where you're going with that.
That's kind of the balance I'm having with this. I leaned more on, I thought the Emperor was desperate. The Emperor is in a position of, holy crap, everyone saw who Hadrian is, his abilities. I need this man on my side. This is no longer a position of me protecting Hadrian.
Yeah.
I need Hadrian.
Yeah.
It's more like I think he would have recognized the power dynamic has shifted. Yeah. He needs to convince Hadrian.
Yeah.
And the fact that he pushes him on that felt wrong. That was the moment for the Emperor to be sweet, kind, and alluring to Hadrian.
Yeah, like, because this guy everybody just saw in 4K what just happened. Like,
yeah. But maybe it is everyone saw that and saw who Hadrian is, and the Emperor just pushed a little too far of trying to prove to everyone in the room that Hadrian is still his man no matter what he says.
Yeah.
That is the balance between it. To me, I lean on it felt a little bit out of character. I think the Emperor would have been smarter than to say that.
Yeah.
And so that was a little thing for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What you reading there, Austin?
I was just rereading the scene of the build up to it while you were doing that, of the Tavrosi part. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just rereading the pages before that, and because it's strange that we had the different experience. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah. That was because on the Emperor side, I lean on disagreeing with that being a valid reaction that the Emperor would do. But on Hadrian's side, it was fully believable. I'm there. It was intense moment. I'm loving it.
When the line is said, it says she was only Tavrosi. The Emperor said simply. I should have just kept it up, but basically the Emperor said it simply, ignorant of his crime.
Yeah,
he just says it, not thinking it was much of anything.
See, and I think the Emperor's smarter than that. That's where I was like, yeah, maybe Hadrian doesn't see it, but I expect more out of the Emperor.
Gotcha.
But that's my thought on it.
That was Kingdoms of Death. Oh, sorry, no, that was Ashes of Man.
Yeah.
Now we have Book 6, Disquiet Gods.
Woo!
Here we go. This is the last one before we get into Book 7.
Smitty, where do you have this book?
Number 2.
Number 2. Alrighty, right behind Demon
in White.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about y'all?
Number 1 for me.
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1. We haven't had our number 1 yet, but this one blew me away in every single sense of the word. Oh, Smitty. So it's number 2 for you, so you love it as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Wow. What was your first reaction upon finishing the book?
So you're coming from Ashes of Man, and I'm like, all right, while I enjoyed Ashes of Man, we need to get back to this story, right? Like, I need to get back to like where this is at. And I remember just like picking it back up, and like I immediately just fell back into it, right? Because I was a little bit of a break after Ashes of Man. I actually have a signed copy from Rockio, and he was like, hey, like, I'll just send it to you. So I had to wait a little bit for it. But then I got it, and I'm like, this is like it was so close to Demon in White that I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Like
it's got the pacing of Demon in White of just
okay. I thought I was the only one that thought that, because I was sitting there reading. I'm like, wait a minute, are we back? Like, I think we're back right now. I think we're back. Like, I was reading it. Obviously, we get glimpses again of Karn Cigaras, I should say. Cigaras. We understand more about the all being, so the guys like the Quiet and everything like that. And yeah, everything. And obviously the person on the cover, like we get that. So like I was blown away by it. I definitely need to do a reread of it just because like I kind of want to give it the 6-star value, but for some reason I didn't. I gave it like a 5.
Yeah, you have your special
Demon in White's
6-star
a 6.
for viewers. You give 6 to the best, right?
Yeah, 6 out of 5. Demon in White, 6 out of 5 for me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I feel like Disquiet Gods was like a little bit above a 5 out of 5. I know people always give me stuff about it. It's just my rating, guys. Like I am not the all-time rater of all books. But I was sitting there and I finished it. I'm like, huh. It was almost as good as Demon in White. Almost.
What do you think was missing? What was that? What was missing the special sauce?
You know what I think is not playing in the favor of Disquiet Gods that I didn't give to it is the fact that I'm coming from a book that I didn't love as much. And I was saying to myself, do I love it so much just because like I didn't really like Ashes of Man that much? Or do I love it just because like I love this story? When it came to Demon in White, I came from Howling Dark. Come on now. Like if I'm getting better from Howling Dark, like it has to be a 6 out of 5 star.
I understand
so,
that.
Gotcha.
So when I came from Ashes of Man, I'm like, is this a victim of just like, I read Ashes of Man, that was great. And now I think this is an amazing book. And like, it is what it is. Or like, is it really like that? So I kind of want to have more time between it and like do a read of it before Shadows Upon Time. Because I actually I'm a huge fan of like the Consagara and obviously the Consagaras now. Like I love seeing that again. I love finding out more of the backstory around it. And I actually love an older Hadrian, right? An older, like I don't even know how old he is actually in like actual years, maybe like in the 600s of actual years, but thousands of years has passed by, right? And I actually like seeing him as close as possible to him going to blow up a sun. Like this is my favorite Hadrian now, like now that I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I need to do a reread to see if it gets the 6.
Yeah, this one blew both of us away. This one for us, for me too, but has that pacing of Demon in White with the thematic depth of Howling Dark and the brutality and battle sequences of most of the books. It peaked in all those ways where it felt like it was Rocchio at his best for every aspect of his writing, where even when it came to, I had a minor complaint in Demon in White where I thought the last battle sequence in the beginning, they just went on too long or just, it was a lot of action and great action, mind you, but just not a lot of beats in the action. Minor complaint, didn't think much of it. But even in this, when it comes to the action sequence of you're progressing through the Vorgosos battle of there's these mini victories, mini defeats, it felt more like a push, pull, a plot happening within the battle sequence, not just fighting, right? So even that, I was going, okay, that's even my favorite of these so far. The thematic depth where it adds onto the ship of Theseus. We're talking about suffering. What is the point of all? What is a human? All the
chapter 40 being just peak of
unbelievable.
The series lives or
remind
dies.
Me of chapter 40 again. Remind me what happened in chapter 40.
After he dies a second time.
And he meets the Quiet.
Yes.
The series itself, not just this book, the series lives and dies on that chapter alone. If that doesn't land, the series itself is just like, okay.
Yeah.
But it landed. It's one of the most heart-wrenching chapters. I was.
Why is it number one for you? That and amongst other things? Yeah.
Everything you're saying here. It is the best aspects of Rocchio's writing that we've seen in other books, all pulled into one. The plot, the pacing of Demon in White, perfect pacing, along with the thematic elements of Howling Dark, which was my two complaints of the pacing of Howling Dark is maybe not as good as Demon in White, but the thematic elements of Howling Dark is a lot better than Demon in White.
Give them both.
Give them both.
Yeah.
The character work is so wonderful. Then you add on the elements of world building that we get throughout
all the
books.
Reveals are insane.
All the reveals are insane.
The character callbacks. Like Clone Valka. Clone
Valka. Oh, heart-wrenching. Just
that Khan was actually a slave to the Americanii. And the whole Vorgosos was all to destroy a Watcher, which, by the way, Oshara in the first part of the book. There's so much.
Real quick,
there's so much.
You gotta just say the beginning sequence of Hadrian battling a Watcher. I was reading that going, this is an end of a book, right?
Yeah.
How is this
yeah.
the beginning?
Yeah. Like, why are we starting here?
Why are we start? This is where you end the book, Rockio, not where you start. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was
Brilliant.
the fact that he starts it there and still, it was at that point where I had so much faith in him going, this is where you're starting.
Yeah.
That's
why I was like, oh, we're so back. I was like, we're so back right now. Like, all right. He must have realized that Ashes of Man was Ashes of Man. It was like, no, we got to start off with that. Heater.
This does feel like with how much he ramps it up. I'm almost nervous for the last book of this feels like an ending. This feels like an ending level novel. And yet it's not.
But reader, you know how this story
is.
I'm so excited.
No, this was really good. And I think obviously some people have Kings with Death as their number one, and I'm like, I can see it. I can really see, and maybe it's just like recency bias because like this is his newer book that came out. I can really see this one, and there's some days where I'm like, yeah, the Disquiet Gods, like that might be my number one. But I again, Demon in White for me is one of the most perfect, well-rounded books, and I think this one is too. But I just have to get out of my head around coming from that book 5 to this, and like kind of having them separate. But yeah, this was good.
Hey, both Demon in White and Disquiet Gods are in Rich's top 5 books of all time. So it's just which one do you prefer?
I love that. I love that.
Both of them.
Oh God, I may have to just like put Rockio. He can have a permanent spot in my top 5, but I can't give him like when Shadows Upon Time comes out. I can't give him 3 books in my top 5.
I mean, if he pulls it off, because we've confirmed that this is the last book in the series. Like, is it a confirmation? Like, right? Like, yeah, like not like Red Rising. Like, we don't know if Red God's like the actual last book.
Wait, it's not.
I didn't get any full confirmation that it's the last book.
Oh, it better be.
I'm pretty sure Smitty's right. I thought there was rumors about Red God being split into 2 books.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, damn.
I thought there were rumors about that.
Oh, damn.
I thought there were too. So again, but
we know this is the last one.
The last book.
Books have
okay.
Yeah.
It is the final book, and man, it does everything for me. And like you're saying, Smith, the coming off of Ashes of Man, this is my favorite Hadrian. I loved this point in the series of it became so impactful because we read the whole series of this older man who's the legend of Hadrian, Hadrian Marlowe, and he's past his prime, but he's now back. But he doesn't care that much about appearances anymore. He's already pissed off the Empire. I loved seeing people question, like, wait, are you really Hadrian?
Yeah.
Hadrian's real? That's not just propaganda from the television. This was the most fun seeing the almost forgotten legend of Hadrian Marlowe.
Yeah. And him kind of embracing the fact that, you know what? I'm old, man. He's like, yo, I'm old, but I still got something. Yeah, this was my favorite Hadrian for sure. I'm glad you agree, because I loved him in Demon in White. I loved him in Howling Dark, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, no, he is in a not perfect place, because obviously he lost a lot to get to the spot. But I'm like, this is as close to the narrator as we're getting right now, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're getting the narrator right now. We're not getting a kid. We're actually getting the narrator. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm geeked for Shadows Upon Time. I'm geeked for it.
I'm nervous too, because this for me is a top 5 book of all time. I mean, I said top 10 when I first finished, but just the more it's got to be top 5 for me.
Yeah, I need to reread. I definitely need to reread.
No, Demon White's still on. It's very fair to have whichever in your top. Mine just the more I think about this too, it's so beautiful. It almost does feel like the final book, because I'm already so on board with the entire premise of the series. We talked about this recently in our review, but the entire premise of the series is, hey, you know how this ends, reader. Mm-hmm. We know the sun explodes. We know how this all ends. And one of the several main points in the theme of book 6 here is, if the end is fated, if we know the end, like, hey, the sun's going to blow up in this series, if we know the end, why does the journey there matter whatsoever at all? Well, us reading this book is proof to the theme Rocchio's exploring here of, hey, we're reading this book. Well, we know how this ends, but we want to know why. The whole saying of journey
of the novel
proves the thematic elements.
The thematic elements of the novel.
To me, that's genius. And when he explores that idea of suffering, hey, why do we suffer? What is the point of it all? Well, we look at us right now. Why are you still curious to read on if you know how this all ends? If the sun's going to explode and this all into dust, in practice, you're doing what the thematic element's getting at. Beautiful. And then we have the whole, again, adds onto the ship of Theseus with, you see Valka cloning, the Valka clone. Why is that not Valka? What makes you you? Who are we? And then just, oh my God, it's the core of Hadrian. And the more I've been thinking about this is, you have the Cielsen, you have the Extrastellarians, you have the Solan Empire, all of these different aspects in this world, where you look at the Extrastellarians and why it feels wrong is this: they are trying to become something greater than themselves, greater than human. They're treating their bodies like just flesh, right? It's just flesh to them. It's just meat. And then you look at the Cielsen, and to the Cielsen, they hate the flesh. They want to end everything, and it's just the spirit. It's just, we need to end the torture in this world and get to the after. It's all spirit to them. And then you look at Hadrian and why it seems so honorable what he's doing. He's not trying to just treat his body like flesh, or just treat his body as like he needs to go to this afterlife or whatever with spirit. Hadrian's just trying to be more human. And whatever that is the question of just, he is... The honorable thing is, he's, as much as he's changed and died twice, has a different arm, at the very least, he is trying to be more human, whereas everything else is trying to be more not. And that's the thing at the core
I love
of
the
it.
way you put that.
It's just so, it's so invigorating to look at something. It makes me think about AI with ChatGPT being huge, and just how do you keep the humanity in the world. And this book just, it's going to stick with me forever. I don't know how book 7's topping this.
Chapter 40... teaching us of Hadrian learning knowing the lesson, and then finally accepting the lesson of why do we suffer? Why is there pain? Why to continue on? Why do I go on this journey when I know it will end? And realizing that, pain is the ultimate teacher of empathy, which is not that's not a brand new concept, but how well it's handled in this novel connects so well with the Extrastellarians, of how the Extrastellarians can just turn off pain, and how disconnected they are from the minutia details of the flesh. It's a reason why they're so unempathetic to the rest of humanity, why they're so willing to just treat people like cattle and don't empathize with others. And Hadrian does. It's
I love the way y'all putting this right now. Oh, that's so crazy.
We're geeking out. This is, we love it. You know what? This just became my top 3 already. All right. It's inching up. It's inching up. Smitty,
I need to reread. I need to reread.
I will say, Smitty, if on your reread, if it moves at all for you, let us know, because that'll be a top 2 for me. Okay. It's going to keep creeping up. But I love it. I love it.
It's that chapter 40. That chapter 40 is one of the best. It is the best written thing that Rocchio has.
It's lovely. It took him. Did you know it took him 2 to 3 months to write that one chapter, Smitty, alone?
Did it really?
Yeah, 2 to 3 months just to write that. Incredible. And
it's something that, if handled ever so slightly different, could have come across as cheesy.
Yeah,
it could have come across as just a little too melodramatic.
I also understand the complaint of it can be on the nose. I understand the complaint.
The series, it's the literal structure of the novel and the entire series is built up for this message.
That's why I love it.
It feels earned, where every other book we're teased about the world building. We're teased about the message and all these little things. And because especially now Hadrian's died officially a second time. This is his second. I don't think you can go into that and then give us more questions. He does
answers.
Nope, we're getting answers. This is the moment to have some catharsis from it. It was right to do it.
Yeah, what was your reaction to a second death, Smitty, where he went, "Oh, this again"?
No, you know what? I didn't even say this. It wasn't like a cheesy "Oh man, here we go again."
Yeah.
It was more like, "What?" I was like, "What?" It wasn't cheesy at all. I actually was stunned, and I'm like, "Okay." where is this gonna go now? Because there's still another book that you have to come.
Oh.
And no, I didn't think that was cheese at all. I went into that and I'm like, okay, you are swinging big right now.
Yeah.
Let's see how we come out this. And he landed. Now, if he dies a third time, because 3 times a charm, and he comes back to life, then I'm gonna be like, what are we doing here?
All right, slow down.
What are we doing here? But again, we won't know if he died because at the end of the day, he's a narrator. So he's gonna write his own death, like right for the afterlife. Exactly. I mean, he could.
Yeah, you never know. But what
he could end up being a quiet or something.
I do feel like there is. I think he won't die again just because of everything that has changed with his body. There seems to be something different now. The fact that his body doesn't require sleep. He is now a much younger man. There's something just like he has reached the final form. You know, he's. I can't say the spoiler part, but like, oh man, I can't even say anything about that. Never mind. Take that example out of my head.
Read it? You already read book 7?
I was going to reference something else, and that would have been spoilers.
Not from book 7, no?
No. Reference something from a different series to compare it to. But
okay.
Sorry, no spoilers. But no,
good catch though on the spoilers.
I did it this time.
I'm happy for it. Yeah.
But this is a final level Hadrian. I feel like another death scene would just be because he would just come back to where he is now. I think every death has added something significant. I don't know what could be added to the story with another death. There's nothing more to really learn.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and just go. Just die. At that point, like just be done with it, man.
I gotta see for you both. My expectations for book 7, I have to purposely think going in. I'm going into book 7 going, okay, it's not gonna be my favorite of the series. I have to. Just because if my expectations are being better than my personal top 5 book of all time, I'm expecting I'm going to be disappointed if I walk in going, I want this to be in my top of all. It has to be my favorite book of all time for it to trump over this. It has to be. Right?
Isn't that how you're nervous about it?
That's why I'm nervous.
Oh, Rocky, you peaked too early.
Like the opposite for you, Smitty, of, you read Ash as a Man, then you're going, hey, do I only like this next book? Because Ash as a Man wasn't the best for me. Then I read book 6. Is it just a juxtaposition that makes me like this more? I'm having the same thing. What if I read the 7th book and it's amazing, but
it's not on that level.
Like it's still so amazing, and I'm just going, but it's not as good. I want to prevent that from happening. But for you both, Smitty, start with you. What are your expectations going into book 7? Obviously, you're hyped, but what?
Yeah, I'm hyped, and anytime it's a finale book, if we confirm this is a finale book, I don't go into it saying like this should be the best book in the series. I just go into it like if I had any questions from like the first few books, I need the majority of them to be answered, and I also need some type of closure. Right? Sometimes you'll get like the best book of the series, right? But I don't go into an ending book saying like, oh, this should be the best book in the series. Like I already know, like again, between Demon White, Disquiet Gods, it's gonna be tough to top, right? The thing that I would want more than like say it needs to top the other books is just closure. Like I need to know how he blows the sun, and it needs to be in such a way that I feel closure from. It can't be just like, oh, I just pushed a button and I looked at it and I was like, all right, I went off into the sunset. Like I need something, right? And I'm not going into this expecting like a 7, 8, 9 out of 10 star book. I just want some closure. And with that,
do you give 7 stars?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I was going to start questioning it.
I even have my limit.
Okay. We're going to start giving 6 5s on here just to have a higher than a Smitty score. It's a 6.5 star book for us. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I mean, I just some closure. But you never know. He could pull it off, man. Like he has so much. He has so much to like take from the past 3 books that he could pull it off. Like he could come up with the best book in the series. I think it would be hindsight though. Like I think we'd have to go do another reread of it before we say it's the best book in the series. Because like the emotions around Disquiet Gods and Demon and White for Disquiet Gods for you all, Demon and White for me, it's still like there, right? Shadows Upon Time, it's like I don't know. I might need to go back and reread it and see.
Yeah.
But closure, that's all I'm looking for. Closure.
Exactly. Yeah.
I am too, but there's something interesting about going into Shadows Upon Time from Disquiet Gods. on most series finales, when you're going into it, you're going, ooh, what's going to happen with this character? What's going to happen here? How is this all going to end?
Yeah.
I love that we have most of our questions are answered.
Yeah.
We know the emperor is going to die. We know Alexander is going to become the emperor, and there's going to be a rough relationship with him. We know Hadrian's going to blow up the sun. He's going to end up on Colchis writing this story. Like, all of these things, we know. We know the answer. Like, what is the quiet? We got it.
Yeah.
We know exactly about that. What's going on with Doriaika? No, we know. We understand. He's becoming an angel. We get it. Understood. Yeah, your Rico just. That's weird. That's weird that I am so hyped and so excited. And again, proving the message of the story.
Yeah.
I am excited for this journey and not the destination. Because I know the destination and I'm just so excited to experience it.
It's man. Let's go.
Again,
I love getting to talk about our favorite series. This is awesome.
Sun Eater is the better series to explore the idea of journey before destination. Better than Stormlight.
Smitty, thoughts?
This is the real journey.
Are you just saying that because of Wind and Truth?
Yes.
we were not high on Wind and Truth. Yeah. Oh man, we couldn't have been. That's why I'm nervous too, because we had this whole chat with Smitty with books 1 through 4. And
no, don't do it. Don't put that on me.
No. It's Smitty's fault specifically. Is we were so hyped up and going to Dragonsteel, which by the way, Dragonsteel and the Dragonsteel team, Sanderson, they throw the best convention ever.
Yeah.
They do it the best. I've been to a couple conventions. I'm not the convention expert, but that was singularly the best thing that's ever happened from our channel. Probably going there with the patrons. That was the best experience ever. So it's so sad because we had all these expectations and hype. Even going to the event, everything was building to such high expectations, and we've learned we need to go in focused of.
Well, that's the thing. I love that. I don't have expectations on the ending.
Yeah.
A lot is known. It's the answer.
It's known. I'm not wondering what.
I really want to know how we get there. I mean, I know how we get there, but I need the details.
Yes.
I need the painstaking details of how we get there. How exactly do you do this? Like I said, I don't want you to just push a button and then walk away and say, "Hey, man, this is how he did it." No, I need maybe a 20 chapter, it's just war to the war. And somebody that he really loves is on the planet and he has to make a decision saying, you know what? It's 1 in a billion.
And Smitty, remember from Kingdoms of Death, you're going to be pressing the button. You're killing 20 suns. It's over. So
it's over. There's no redeeming anybody at this point. Ain't no redeeming anybody at this point.
Yeah.
No, the Cielsons got to go. They are. No.
Yeah.
Well, we have the team of Cielson.
We do have.
We have a group that are with Hadrian now. That complicates things. Wow, there's so much in this
Hadrian.
But
Hadrian
you know
beating
what?
the
With
pants
that
off their
though,
own
I'm
god.
I still don't trust it. I still don't trust it.
Same.
I still don't trust it.
Same. I'm questioning. Oh.
I still don't trust it.
I don't know where that's
I
going.
really don't trust that. Yeah. I think it's going to come back and bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, it's definitely interesting. I almost feel like it's a little bit of Hadrian's younger naivety and his sense of honor and trying to be good rather than trying to be prudent. Where he wants to, even from the very beginning in Howling Dark, he wanted to see the good in people and even the Cielson, and he's convinced no, there is nothing good in him.
Yeah.
And now that the Cielson have given him authority and now they've submitted to him, it would pain him greatly to betray that and just kill them.
Yeah.
Despite everything they've done, he has been given a responsibility. He's been given this authority over them, and he doesn't want to abuse it. And
I'm thinking the opposite way. I think they're going to come and get Hadrian. I think they're just playing a pawn right now. They're inside agents, Russian agents, just going in there. So
oh yeah, I mean there's something to it. I'm wondering if they are genuine and something in the story will change them because they they swapped sides because they saw Hadrian just quite literally slap around their god and go like, yeah, I quite literally fought your god to a standstill
and survived.
and survived.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we were worshiping this. We were worshiping the Watchers because we thought they were the most powerful thing. You are more powerful. Following you. Okay, you proved your point. Your god's better.
Man. Okay. Smitty, thank you for hanging with us.
Yeah, my lights. I don't have my charge. My light keeps going on and off. But if y'all are here for this moment, hi.
Thank you for hanging with us for chatting with these books. It's one of our favorite series now. Book 7 not being out yet, is this in your top? What series would you say? Is it up there for you?
Top 5. Oh,
top
it's
5
definitely
series.
Top 5. Yeah, for sure.
Incredible.
And out of nowhere too. Like out of nowhere.
Yep.
Like I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I liked it. And
me too.
Yeah. Off guard, man. Like off guard.
I did not like book 1. I didn't like it. And then look, it's my favorite. Okay. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Smitty.
Yo, we gotta get up live at some point, man. Like
yes, we do.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know when. Maybe Dragonstone. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I wish we were going again this year. I will die by that Dragon, so people should go. It's amazing.
For people watching as well, if we've mentioned it before, but we will be going to the Rockio live event when his releasing of the book.
When is that? It's in November?
It's in November.
North Carolina?
Yep.
North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't have all the details. I imagine you can go on to Rockio's. You could find it through his stuff. But we will be there. So if people are interested in saying hi, we will be there.
We will.
Smitty, I'm hoping you come as well.
I might have to, man. I might have to.
Oh, we hope you do. But Smitty, again, anybody watching, check out all of his stuff, his YouTube, his booktube, his book talk, Instagram, everything down below. You guys will want to follow him. We've been following you now for what? When was our conversation we had last time? I don't know how.
It was probably around November of last year.
Yeah,
or something, right?
And even before that, have seen you on the space, and I'm living vicariously through your success. It's so cool to see what you're doing, and both of us wishing you constantly the best, and hoping that you actually. I'll wish you real success and all that. If you change your mind about book 6, then I will really, really be rooting for you. Right now, it's like 99. Yeah. I'm 99% on the Smitty team right now. But
99. I'll take the 99.
We'll see after the reread.
Yeah. No, I 100% need to reread it. I need to reread it. I think maybe October.
Yeah.
Maybe my October reread. I'm doing Will the Many now because I have the Strength of the Few arc. So like that's why I'm doing it like right away. But I just got the Shadows Upon Time arc too as well. So I don't know if I can hold off too long.
This is we have those arcs, and I think we're gonna wait until it gets closer to the actual release because we want to be fresh.
Yeah.
And just having read book 7 before the real release, the official event.
I definitely want to be able to go there and talk with some of the people who have read it, and also be able to ask Rockio some questions in person about it.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to try. My guess is we're going to read Shadows Upon Time October.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's our plan.
Yeah, that's right around the same time I'll do it. Like Disquiet Gods beginning October, and Shadows Upon Time closer to the end of October. It's probably going to be a spooky book. Horror, Halloween. It's going to be some stuff.
Man. Okay. I can't be more excited. Smitty, any parting words for everybody?
Nah, man. I mean, I'm sure if y'all here at the end, y'all definitely read this entire series. So I'm just excited to see what comes out of it. And I always love these guys. So make sure y'all follow them everywhere. Like give them all the praise and stuff like that. I always love having conversations of it. And we should sign a petition to make it 3 to Ramble at some point. No, I'm playing with y'all.
You could just kick one of us off and replace anytime.
No way.
People are replaceable. The name is not.
The name can't change, but we can. Yeah, we're just.
Man, I love what y'all do. I always love your content, man. I try to watch every single one of your videos. It's not spoilers, so
that's impressive because we put out long stuff. I don't even expect people that subscribe to watch all of it.
Yeah,
like,
they do. Though.
I hope we occasionally make something that we need the volume because people. At the amount of times we've seen people from our Patreon go like, "Oh, that's a book I haven't read. Can't watch that."
Yeah.
The amount of times,
So we try to cover a lot of things. So people who haven't read Sun Eater can't watch this. So we got to cover more things so that people can tune
for sure.
in. But hey, likewise, love your stuff, Smitty. And again, it's so cool to see that. I don't even. You're on like TV shows and stuff now. You were filming this interview that looked more professional than 90% of films I've seen. It was
nuts. Apple TV, man, it's nuts.
That's incredible. Come on.
That's an aside. Apple TV has been shocking me recently.
Murderbot.
Such a
they
good
did a
show.
Really good job with Murderbot.
Such a good job, and I don't finish TV series very often, and so I'm hearing Murderbot knocked it out of the park for me. I hear Severance is good. They're going to be doing Neuromancer soon.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Apple TV is like they've been in the background for so long, and now they're winning. I think they're going to be winning the streaming war and just content. They seem to actually care about quality.
Smitty, get us that sponsor so we can, put it right up there.
I got y'all, man. I got y'all.
All right. We will see you all next episode. Smitty, thank you again. Rich, any parting words from you? All set?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
All right. It's been real. See y'all.